do the work. If you want to be a world dominator, you gotta know your worth. Unleash potential and leave a legacy. Whatever you want, whatever you need, you can find within the culture. If you want to be a champion, you gotta do the work. If you wanna be a world dominator, you gotta know your worth. Unleash potential and leave a legacy. Whatever you want, whatever you need, you can find within the culture scene.
Hello, 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 everybody. I hope all is well. Listen, as you join me this evening, please let me know where you are signing in from so that I can properly speak to you. I am broadcasting on Facebook Live, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So I'm pretty excited to be on tonight. We are getting ready to deal with the second part of a 6-part series on building trust. So hello, 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 hello. I am Toyinda Smith, a bestselling author, a business consultant, master coach, public speaker mentor, and corporate educator. And so I'm super excited because our organization, as the principal of the coaching seat, we do learning and development, and we are in place to improve the employee experience and the organization's effectiveness. And we also provide professionals with proven revenue generating methodologies to become certified coaches, speakers, and facilitators so that they can enter the industry very confidently, strategically help others, and gain financial freedom and flexibility along the way. Let me say hello to Apostle Cynthia Carter. Thank you for joining. Hello, Minister Carolyn. Thank you so much for joining. I'm super excited to be here, and I'm looking forward to talking about building trust in the coaching relationship. All right, so we are going to get in it. I want you to share this broadcast out because this is going to be very, very, very informative. Hello, Coach Apostle Tracy Carter. All right, so again, tonight is the second of a 6-part series on building trust. And as a coach, in order to strengthen your coaching posture, in order to build your coaching leadership and confidence and business relationships, we need methods in order to do it. And so this is why I am on tonight. So your coaching tip that equips that I gave you last week was to genuinely be interested and curious. Now, the first principle in coaching is indeed trust. And so we have to make sure that we're maintaining and building trust in the coaching relationship. This week, I want to talk about the next coaching tip that will equip you, and that's being able to practice maintaining confidentiality. So that first tip was to genuinely be curious and interested in what your coachee is sharing with you. And this tip that's going to equip you is to practice maintaining confidentiality. So if you are joining us from LinkedIn, if you can put that in the chat. If you're joining us on YouTube, put that in the chat. And here on Facebook Live, that second step in order to build trust is to practice maintaining confidentiality. Now, in order to create sustainable coaching relationships, trust has to be at the forefront. Building trust requires confidentiality. Are y'all following me? Okay. And so it's really no secret that, and if you've been following the Champion Influence brand over the past 5 years, we credential professionals to be coaches and facilitators. And in the program, the faculty and I are very intentional about reviewing and having our emerging coaches understand and sign off on our standards and ethics. And a part of our standards and ethics is being able to articulate our ability to and intentionality to practice confidentiality. And so, in addition to this, when the coaches have completed the program, a part of their onboarding operations, can you put onboarding operations? So, a part of their onboarding operations for their new coachees is to ensure that their coachees or their coaching clients know what to expect concerning confidentiality amongst other standards that we uphold. So again, confidentiality is huge as it relates to you being able to build trust as a practitioner, and we must practice that. Additionally, a part of that standard, so the standard that we share with our coachee, is plainly stating and submitting in writing that what the coachee and coach discuss will remain confidential unless, so there's really two reasons or two ways we would not remain confidential in the coaching relationship. So number one, and you can put this in your chat feature, number one, we won't remain confidential if the coachee gives us written permission to share. All right. So, hey, Coach Sandra, if the coachee gives us written permission to share, then we won't remain confidential. And then that second reason why we wouldn't remain confidential is if there was a subpoena issued. Okay. But other than that, in the coaching relationship, we remain confidential, and we make sure that those standards and those ethics are delivered in writing and also verbally to our coaching clients, or we call them coachees. So the nature of the coaching conversation, and you all know this, is very personal. And so many disclosures take place. And as practitioners, we must maintain the trust of our coachees through this theme of confidentiality. You see, because the coaching relationship causes us to, listen to this, draw close and partner with our coachee. And in order to draw close and partner with our coachees, that requires a level of trust. That has to be built over time. And so, as coaches, as practitioners in this field, we have to be self-disciplined. You know, sometimes people think that that's a dirty word. Why? Because we want to do whatever we want to do whenever we want to do it. That's the society now. But great coaches are disciplined people. Listen to this, with disciplined thoughts and disciplined actions. Yes, 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 and yes. Coaches must be self-disciplined. And in order for you to be self-disciplined, you have to have a high level of emotional intelligence. I'll teach that another day. Okay. So our EI has to be at a level where we have the ability to really discipline our actions. So discipline people, discipline thoughts, discipline actions. And in order for us to maintain this whole space of confidentiality, we have to be self-disciplined. And sometimes that's hard, but if we are a controlled and a self-managed coach, we can do it. So in the coaching relationship, coaches have to be whole, right? There nothing broken and nothing missing going on in you as a person, and you as a person who is providing a space of transformation. So you've got to be whole and you've got to be secure in order to maintain confidentiality. Let me look at a couple of the comments. So Sandra Gamble, Coach Sandra is saying yes, trust. Coach Sandra says that we do have to have this onboarding operation, and confidentiality is a must. Hello, Coach Shar. Good evening. I love what Coach Sandra says. She says disciplined people, disciplined thoughts, and disciplined action. And that is what that's a strong combination for an effective practitioner of coaching. So coaches must be whole and secure in order to maintain confidentiality. Now, As a coach, you may feel really good about the progress of your coachees. The details of that is not for social media, for example, right? So as a coach, you may also be seeking validation about how you are winning with your coachees, but those details aren't for everyone either. See, this is where that self-regulation and that self-management comes in. And it comes in because you are self-aware. All right. The other thing to know is, hey, I get it. I like to post things on social media as well. But as a coach, as an effective practitioner, we have to know that the likes, the shares, and the tags, they don't matter, because if we do that, it's going to break trust. And this is going to be the one time that you have to celebrate with yourself. Yeah. So I gotta listen, I'm gonna pat my own self on the back because my coachees are winning. But that information, and specifically the details of that information, is not for social media. So it's very important for us to be able to separate the two, I can make a post and say, hey, I'm winning with my coachees, but not the details of it. Well, my coachee was having a struggle in this area, and this is what they said, and this is what I said. No, we're not doing that. And I know that this is common sense. Toyinda, this is common sense. But that common sense is not commonly practiced. Can I say that on LinkedIn? Can I please say that? Can I say that on YouTube and Facebook Live? No, common sense is not commonly practiced. And so it makes sense for us to be able to reiterate this so that we maintain our level of being a great practitioner. And so, yeah, so as a coach, you may be really positive about the progress, but it's not for everybody. All right. So here's a couple more things. If you need to have your coachees share about how awesome of a practitioner you are, ask them to do a testimonial. Right? So let's make it formalized. Let's make it their opportunity or their choice to put that out, but that is not our choice to do. Why? Because it begins to tear down trust and it begins to break confidentiality. So if you want your coachees to share about the work that you're doing, how you're helping them, we need to ask them to give a testimonial. But listen to this. You have to make sure that you say it up front when you're inside of the onboarding process, so they won't be surprised, so they won't feel obligated. Does that make sense? Put a 1 in the chat if that makes sense. We can do the testimonial. We can ask them to do a testimonial, but we need to do that type of level setting, or that type of thank you, Coach Shar, that type of creating a place of understanding up front during the onboarding process. And you have heard this, that trust is hard to earn and it's easy to lose. So we know that that's true. We know that that's true. And so you have to think about it. Your coachee is very vulnerable in front of you. They don't want that out in social media land. They don't want you talking to your sister about it. They don't want you talking to your spouse about their business. Come on, coaches. Come on. We have to be self-disciplined, maintaining confidentiality so that we continue to build trust in this relationship. This is your second coaching tip that's going to equip you to build the trust. All right. So not only do our coachees become very vulnerable in front of us, but if you're going to be an effective practitioner in the coaching domain, you have to have an immense responsibility to be trustworthy. Come on. Listen, Facebook user, yes, because I'm a work in progress. Absolutely. Your coachee is a work in progress. Absolutely. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah. So in this, If you're going to be an effective practitioner, and I've said it, let me just repeat it, you have to have an immense responsibility to be trustworthy through, listen to this, keeping your mouth closed. Oh, she is going somewhere. I'm pretty much done, right? But as a coach, as an effective practitioner, hey, Lakeisha, we have to keep our mouth closed and we have to just celebrate ourselves. We can't share the vulnerable spaces of our coaches. I hope this has helped you all this evening. I'm Coach Toyinda, and I just gave you your coaching tip that equips, and that's to practice maintaining confidentiality. Just because you don't share it with other people, just because you don't share it online in social media land, it doesn't mean that you are not an effective practitioner. So I want you to go to thecoachingseat.com to check out our educational gatherings and certificate programs. And I also want you to follow us at Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Clubhouse, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I want to also invite you, I'm going to pull this up on the screen, but I want to also invite you to our we have a conference. It's not a conference. We have a summit coming up. Thank you, Apostle Carter. We have a summit coming up on Saturday, October 14th, and I want to invite you to the Charlotte area. So we're going to be in the Belmont, Charlotte area, and we are having another half-day gathering of entrepreneurs, leaders, and collegians, and this is going to help everybody to expand and influence the P5 areas. What are the P5 areas, Toyinda? I'm glad you asked. It's potential, purpose, personal growth, power, and progress. And all of the individuals who are speaking at the conference, even the MC, they are all certified and credentialed coaches and facilitators with the Champion Influence brand. They are independent coaches and they are rock stars inside of their own businesses. I mean, they have books, they have consulting and coaching companies, they have corporate contracts. I am in awe of the work that our coaches are putting in. So we want you to join us for this conference. You will be shifted. There will be a level of stability and sustainability that's going to be equipped in you, but you've got to be in the room. So I want you to go to the website, which is thecoachingseat.com, so that you can, I'm going to make this larger, so that you can attend this summit. It is going to be awesome and amazing. The P5 Summit, it is Saturday, October 14th, 10 a.m. to 2. Lunch is also provided. We always have our lunch catered in. We are going to do a lot of raffles. So we're going to give away a lot of self-help books. Some of the authors will have books that we're going to give away. We're also going to have a panel of authors that are going to talk about what it means to have a coaching posture. And they'll talk about the anthology that is being released shortly. Okay, so I want you to join us at the Champion Influence P5 Empowerment Summit. It is taking place in the Charlotte Belmont area at Home to Suites by Hilton, and that is happening on Saturday, October 14, 2023. You can, like I said, you can go to the website and get all of the details. It is going to be an amazing will close us out. Please follow us again on at thecoachingseat.com. And I want you to continue to remember that when we are building trust with our coaches, we have to practice and maintain a level of confidentiality. So that has been your coaching tip that equips. I will see you all next Thursday as we talk about the third part of building trust. All right. So we will see you next time.
If you wanna be a champion, you gotta do the work. If you wanna be a world dominator, you gotta know your word. Unleash potential and leave a legacy. Whatever you want, whatever you need, you can find within the culture. If you wanna be a champion, you gotta do the work. If you wanna be a world dominator, gotta know your word. Unleash potential and leave a legacy. Whatever you want, whatever you need, you can find within the coach's seat. If you wanna be a champion, you gotta do the work. If you wanna be a world dominator, you gotta know your word. Unleash potential and leave a legacy. Whatever you want, whatever you need, you can find within the culture. If you wanna be a champion, you gotta do the work. If you wanna be a world dominator, gotta know your word. Unleash potential